TheConnectorLiveTV, The Influencers. I'm Sherri Pennington, host of Community Spotlight on WKDU 91.7 FM, and I'm thrilled to be your co-host for today's inspiring episode. We air every Tuesday at 1 p.m. on Verizon FiOS, channels 29 and 30, Xfinity and Comcast, channels 66 and 966 HD, and you can also catch us on Apple TV, Roku TV, and on demand at PhillyCAMTV.org. Watch. Now, if you're watching us right now on the cable network, after you finish watching the show, I want you to head over to YouTube and search for the Connector Live TV, The Influencers. There you can find extended interviews with today's guests. Also past episodes of the Connector Live TV, The Influencers, and much more content. So when you get there, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your network. Every subscription, every like, every share helps us continue to amplify the voices of incredible people who are making a real difference in our communities. And speaking of incredible people, today we have someone truly special. But first, let me bring in the man who makes this all possible, the host and executive producer. He's an author, poet, community strategist, and Philadelphia's master connector. Please help me welcome Michael Rice.
Thank you, Sherri, and thank you to everyone watching. And whether you're tuning in on cable TV right now or you're catching us later on YouTube, you know, the Connector Live TV, The Influencers, exists for one reason: to amplify voices that deserve to be heard. We're not interested in manufactured narratives or superficial celebrity. We're interested in real people doing real work that creates real impact in our communities. Every week, we sit down with entrepreneurs, community leaders, activists, artists, and people who are change makers, bridge builders, and influencers in the true sense of the word. And today we have someone with a story that embodies everything that this show is all about. Triumph over adversity, passion turned into purpose, entertainment with integrity. Sherri, take it away.
Our guest today is someone who proves that your circumstances don't define your destiny. Your determination does. He grew up in North Philadelphia and has lived in homeless shelters and in Salvation Army facilities. His father struggled to keep a roof over their heads. Instead of letting those circumstances defeat him, he found his calling, making people laugh and filling them with wonder. Derrick Lee is a comedian, magician, and entrepreneur who has been captivating audiences with high-energy magic and family-friendly comedy for nearly 30 years. He's appeared on BET's Comic View, The Tom Joyner Show, The Q Show, Showtime at the Apollo, The Dr. Oz Show, and even on Good Day Philadelphia. Known as a clean magician, Derick specializes in Christian comedy and family-friendly entertainment that both children and adults enjoy. He's the founder of D&J Entertainment and hosts the annual Christian comedy show, which he launched back in 2007. Here's what makes Derick's story so powerful. When his friends couldn't afford to hire a clown for their parties, Derick dressed up and did it himself, and that's where it all began. He was trained in magic by the legendary Chris Capehart and became one of the few African-American clowns and magicians in Philadelphia in the 1990s. Inspired by Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and Barack Obama, Derick embodies the power of perseverance. His philosophy: the most rewarding part of being a comedic magician is when you love what you do. It's not a job. I have met thousands of people across this great country. From homeless shelters to Showtime at the Apollo, from struggling to thriving, from making friends laugh to making thousands laugh, coast to coast. Please welcome to the Connector Live TV, the Influencers, comedian, magician, entrepreneur, and Philadelphia's own Derrick Lee.
Right. Derick, Sherri mentioned that you grew up in the homeless shelters and the Salvation Army facilities in North Philadelphia. That's a reality of a lot of people in our community. But everyone talks about it. Take us back to the young Derick. What was going through your mind during those difficult times? And when did you first discover that making people laugh and entertaining them could be your way out?
Well, no, it wasn't my way out. I encourage young people to see. I had that government job, and then I was working the business. A lot of times, a lot of people have a dream. I want to be a singer. I want to be this. I want to be that. You got to work for the post office at night, and then you got to do that grind in the day. I had no idea the business was going to blow at that time. You're talking 1996.
Okay.
Things were different then. There was no social media. It was word of mouth. You know, a lot of people weren't in the, before I advertised, in the Donnelly directory. Remember that? That's a long time ago. Some people still had that rotary phone. I didn't know it was going to be that big until I started getting work every weekend. The homeless shelter, as a child, it made me make sure to manage my money. In the black community, we don't talk about managing money. We talk about getting money. We always talk about getting paid, and I'm getting paid, and I'm going to be a rapper, or I'm doing this. But we don't know how to maintain it. So I sat back and saw my father made a lot of mistakes financially, and I said, that ain't going to be me. Sometimes the people that's closest around you is a great presence for you, because you say, I'm not going to be like him. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. So sometimes those negative people can be your, it'll stay in your mind, because a lot of times we didn't have Christmas. And I go overboard. You ever come to my house, I go overboard with my kids. I go overboard with Christmas. I don't play. Because I know we didn't have. When you grow up without, it makes you work harder. This generation is getting weaker. And this generation is getting more entitled. You know, they sit back, I'm just going to do this on the internet. And I'm like, okay, you going to do Instagram? Man, you better go on down to that post office and get a real job first. A woman can respect a man they don't love. They will never love a man they don't respect. And that's our problem in our community. And I love my sisters. People get all upset. You're always bashing black women. I'm not bashing black women. I'm just telling you, I love you. You're a beautiful woman. But men want a helpmate. We want somebody that will complete us. We don't want somebody that's going to compete with us.
We want a partner.
I want a partner. I want a business partner. I want to grow. But the main thing as a man, the letter C should be your favorite letter. Career, car, cash, credit, castle, Christ. It's something that I made up.
I hear you.
But put the Christ first. You know, they say church people put the Christ first, but you got to have a career. You got to have credit. If you don't have a 700 credit score, don't worry about that business. That's just a dream. You're going over there to that post office till you get your credit right. But we don't do that. And but Derrick, you bashing the young people with the business. I'm not bashing the young people. You got to work hard. I worked 2 jobs for 20 years before I left the job and opened up a store. You know, and it was a whole lot of nights when I slept 5 hours, and I had to go back up and work that government job, and then I had to do the parties on the weekend. So it's in show business. You got a good show, you got to get your business in order.
Yeah, I hear you. So I know part of the reasons why we have you on today is to talk about your role as being a magician. Comedian. I understand that you kind of started out dressing up as a clown because your friends did not have,
somebody couldn't afford a clown. A clown was $75 back then. They was like, child, I ain't got that $75. Went to Party City, got the little clown suit. But then when I got there, people was like, yo, man, let me get your card. How much you charge? And I was like, $25 an hour. Back then, that was a lot.
Right.
Now, child, please. You can't get me for no $25. For $25, I don't even drive past your house and wave. But you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. Good entertainment, you get what you pay for. If you have a product, you get what you pay for. So I realized this entertainment would be lucrative and profitable. I don't know you, Mike, but I know you know 4 barbers. I know you know 2 mechanics, 3 hairdressers. How many magicians you know? So the little bit you know, the more expensive they are. And they go out. They're in demand. One thing black people do is spend money on entertainment. Oh, we might not pay our rent. We might not pay our rent. We might be behind on that rent, But we're going to get our hair done. We're going to get our nails done. We're going to spend money we don't have, especially when it comes to our children. So I encourage a lot of young people, you got to get your money, your credit, your bills. You got that dream, and that's fine. But you got to go down there. You don't necessarily have to work at the post office, but you got to work somewhere till you get it popping. But sometimes you got to hurt your kids' feelings and tell them, no, you're a singer. Yeah, that's beautiful. Are you trying to steal my dream? No, you sound good. There's a singer like you in every church. Yeah. But go on down there to that post office until it pops.
Yeah, sort some mail.
You can't be no 28, 29-year-old rapper. I'm working on my first album. Not at 29, Negro.
Right.
At 29,
exactly.
You out of the game. At 29 in football, they about to put you out the pasture.
Right.
You're 29.
True that.
Got to get your money right.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you, how do you go from doing that free clown event or, dressing up for them to the Apollo, to the Tom Joyner show,
Showtime,
to BET?
I was on everything, all over the town. Y'all done did your homework. I like that. I got some old video. I kept applying for stuff. Showtime at the Apollo saw me right over here at Broad and Gerard. Okay. Tom Joyner saw me at the Met, and more people. And when you are unique, it's not about, there's a lot of great comedians. Somebody going to tell me, Derek, I don't think Kevin Hart is that funny.
Right.
And I'm like, you don't have to. He's the biggest box office draw in the past 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
That man done packed the link. Don't nobody know you. Sometimes it's not about what you think.
Mm-hmm.
It's, do you have a market for what you're trying to sell? Everybody has to have a market for what they're trying to sell. There are people, I read an article, there's people down in New York that's making $1,000 a week shining shoes. Because they have the same businessmen that come out there every week. I heard to get your shoes shine might be $20. What? Or to get your shoes shine, it might be $20. And if you work at the stock market, I said, don't laugh at it. But I have people, Mr. Derrick, I would never put a clown suit on. And but you 25, live with your mother.
Mm-hmm.
I said, let me tell you something. I said, I bought a house at 29. I said, I bought a house, just paid the house off. Praise God.
Right.
Didn't know I had to pay the taxes. They sent me a tax bill. I said, what? I'm partying that I paid the house off. Right. I said, what's this? They said, oh, you got to pay the taxes now on your own. Mm-hmm. And that was a whole nother bill. But no, but I said, I bought a house. I bought cars. I spent money. I raised my kids. I put my kids through college. You got to have multiple streams of income.
Right.
Black men need to know multiple streams of income.
Right.
I try to tell people, for every child you got, you need another stream of income. Wow. That'll cut down on these children.
Right. That's right.
You got 3 kids, you need 3 jobs. Something.
Mm-hmm. So Derek, you're known as the clean magician. And
I used to be the clean comedian. I was clean enough. Let's just say I'm clean enough.
You specialize in Christian comedy. And you do like an annual Christian event, right? Christian comedy.
Well, it's not really Christian. It's like Steve Harvey Christian. He's still working on us. No, but I will say this. Yeah, okay. I do shows twice a year. Mother's Day at the Devon Theater, November at the Devon Theater. I don't want to hear a whole lot of 4-letter words on my show.
Right.
I got a lot of 75-year-old women. They ain't been to a comedy show since the Sinbad Festival. Right. You know how long ago that was. And you don't want to offend them. So some stuff I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear a lot of sex jokes. Yeah. I don't want to hear a lot of that now. But it's going to be a lot of race jokes. It's going to be a whole lot of black people, white people, Puerto Rican. That's going to be funny.
We ain't taking that out. You got one real quick?
Hell no. But they didn't pay me for no jokes. Where's the envelope? No. But what I'm saying is, it will be a lot of. I do talk a lot about race. We do talk about ethnicity. But I will say this to my black women and to the gay community or whatever, y'all gonna get it too. I don't know who started this. You go to a comedy club, we can talk about everything but black women. Y'all getting it. Right. And they get it. And the gay people, I love them. They nice. They nice people. I don't have no problem with no gay people, but y'all gonna get talked about too. Mm-hmm. So, but no, that's not right. Trump, you getting talked about too. Oh. So I try to tell the people, whether you're Democrat or Republican, because there are a few black Republicans. Yep. I don't hate on them. Yeah. I'm a businessman.
As quiet as it's kept. Right.
Oh, yeah. I don't tell people which way I roll because I'm not trying to mess up my money. Mm-hmm. You see, because I have Democrats that call me and I got Republicans. Derek, did you vote for Mind Your Business? I'm here for the envelope. Yeah. I don't want to mess up my money. Because I remember back in the day, if I voted for Dukakis and you voted for Reagan, the next day the country was back together. Now, people stop speaking. Yeah. You voted for who? Yeah. Oh, don't invite her to Thanksgiving. They don't want to talk to you no more. You got families that break up. So, but all jokes aside, you come to any one of my shows twice a year at the Devon Theater, everybody's getting talked about. The gays, the Hispanic people, love Hispanic people. They're very nice people. I see them in front of Home Depot. They're very nice until ICE came. ICE came, took away.
So much.
Oh, I love the Asian people support me. They are nice people. They leave their dry cleaners to come to the comedy show. They leave their nail salon. The Asian people are nice people. Okay. And the Indian people come to my show.
Come there too.
Them Indian people, not the ones Cherokee and Navajo. White folk killed all them off. Not them. You can't find the Cherokee Indian no more. No, you can't find no indigenous. You couldn't even find them in the movies. They had to have white people and dress them up like Indians. But them other Indian people, the $10 on Pump 6. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
with the dots and
with the dots. Let me tell you, I know when they come to my show, you see the magic carpet pull up. They nice people. Ooh. It's a whole lot. They the best drivers. The Indian people's nice drivers, but everybody's going to get talked about. And I just feel like in entertainment, we're here to entertain. This is what we do. But for you young people watching your show and your followers, stop thinking, I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna be a rapper. Let me hurt your feelings right now. It's people in LA still living in a car. They're thinking they gonna make it. You know, and y'all living with your mother at 27, 28, 29. There's got to be a point. You have to man up. But in order to be a man, you got to see a man. And we don't have a lot of people. And I love my brothers, but some of my young brothers are a little feminized because they spending too much time around y'all. No disrespect. We just gonna call it for what it is.
That's right.
Too many of the nephews are spending too much time around you in the hair salon, so we grow up soft. We can't even fight no more.
You're imprinting on them. They're imprinting on them.
No, these young people don't fight no more. They go home and try to shoot you. Years ago, you fought, you lived.
Right.
You fought, you lived, but now we too emotional because we're spending too much time around the women. And I know people might email you. That's rude for him to say that. Let him be what he want to be. Young men need to be around older men. What they call them, OG now. That's the term. The OG, and you got the YN. They call them the young brother. We need to have more young men around older men. That's the problem in our family.
The OGs.
We got too many women doing too much talking. We want you to complete us, not compete with us.
Now, wait a minute.
Now, if you can't cook, you can't clean, you ain't never going to get no man. I don't know your sister, but I hope you could. You're pretty, you got all your teeth, but I hope you can cook and I hope you can clean.
But look at here. Let's talk about you.
Come on.
Well, no, it's interesting because I know when I first met you, and actually you were in a lot of my shows, because a lot of my shows was family shows.
His check cleared.
Yeah, that's right.
I would cash that
and
check.
He kept coming back. You kept coming back.
I was always on time.
Okay.
You kept coming back. Although he was a little abrasive.
No, because one time I came and there was another brother. They said no. They told me 11:30.
Right.
And he was doing Emojo and the
right.
thing. He Kwanzaa.
We doing Kwanzaa.
He should have been on time for that.
Right.
I got 3 other gigs to do. This man told me to be here at 11:30. It's 11:15.
Right.
And you up there talking about one more thing. We ain't got time for no one more thing. You should have been on time.
Well, you know, some people are notoriously late.
It's not cool.
Yeah, right. So you got to tell them 12 o'clock, you mean 11:30.
Right, it's out of order.
Right.
So I'm abrasive sometimes because I said, Mike told me 11:15. Y'all better get that man off that stage.
Yeah, we noticed you were early.
Because you're not getting your money back. I'm leaving with your money.
Okay.
And he said do 20 minutes. Now, if I get up there, I ain't got but 7 minutes left. I'm only doing 7 minutes, and I'm taking your money. Ain't my fault. It's not being abrasive, being on point.
Right.
You got to teach people on how to treat you. You got to teach a man on how to treat you and say, this what we not going to do. You know, you got to teach people, no, you said 3 o'clock, right? It's 2:45. Okay, I just want you to know that I'm here.
Yeah, well, that's why I never paid in advance, so.
You never paid in advance.
No, he was good people. People.
So, Derrick, it's obvious that you have quite a comedic streak in you. I want to ask you about what role does magic play in your life today? How often do you do
Child, I eat.
magician tricks?
I'm every weekend. I'm working. I do parties every weekend. Oh. Every weekend, by the grace of God, www.djclownco.com.
Okay.
You can catch Derrick Lee on Derrick Lee Philly on Instagram. Magicians are rare. And it's very rare to see a black magician. That's one reason why I've gotten opportunities with Lifetime Network, and they were considering on giving me my own show, but they went with the midgets. I'm sorry, they met with the little people. The little they could come up here if they want to in March and reach up and punch me in the knee, but that's just what it was. So I've gotten an opportunity because I'm being African American, and I love magic, balloons, entertainment is what I do. And one thing for you young men, If you're saying you're a barber, just be a barber. Stop saying I'm a barber. I do taxes. I also fix cars, and I also do upholstery. You can't do everything well. Right. Do one thing. Well, no, I'm trying to. This is what I'm talented and everything. Yeah, but you ain't got nothing popping. You still living with your mom. Where is your house? What is your credit score? Do one thing. God didn't give you enough water for all of these seeds. You got to plant a couple of these seeds and see the fruits of the labor. Well, no, see, I'm an actor. I'm a singer. You are not that. No, it ain't but a couple of Jamie Foxxes out here. Now, you know Jamie Foxx is actor, singer, comedian, and he's famous. But come on now, no.
Derrick, I want to thank you for this. This is like great advice.
Thank you, brother.
And it sounds like you had some great mentors. I understand Chris Capehart.
Chris Capehart is my man, magician, the world-renowned Chris Capehart. Sometimes nowadays you used to have to go to seminars. You could just watch people on YouTube and learn.
Right.
You have to get somebody in your ear to talk to you. Yeah, even when I'm sitting at home and I'm doing my bills, I have 16 bills, praise God. I have 16 bills, and 3 of them are life insurance policies. Okay. Brothers, get your life insurance policy together. Right. And I'm not talking about no 20 grand either. I have 3 life insurance policies, and every month I got to pay them. But while I'm doing my bills at my little pool table, I'm listening. I'm seeing magic tricks. What you put in your spirit too. I'm always working. So if you put negative in your spirit, it's gonna come out negative.
Right.
If you wake up and say, "Ain't nothing good gonna happen to me," chances are ain't nothing good probably gonna happen to you.
You know, a lot of people think that comedy and magic is something easy.
Yeah.
But you put a lot in there, so it's a craft for you.
It's an act. You have to work on your act. It's an art. A lot of times we have all of these comedy colleges that pop up. I'm a comedian. I'm a comedian. I'm a comedian. I'm a comedian. And I look at them. I say, no, you just somebody to tell a few jokes. It's different. You have to have an act, something that we want to purchase. Okay. And a lot of times we don't have that. You're good, but you got to work on your act.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So how do you know when you got like that perfect illusion, or you know that that joke is going to land right?
You got to go to those open mics, and you got to work on that magic trick a lot.
Okay.
You just can't sit there and work on that magic. There it is. It doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff I do, you have to look at your crowd. Like when I do his show, it's a lot of kids. I do a lot of the kids trick. I'm not doing no card tricks.
Okay. Right.
I'm not doing something, and I want the kids to participate and be a part of it. Right. So some of them are called sucker tricks. Right. Because I want them to be like, no, he didn't do nothing. There's nothing. And it's getting them involved.
Right. I remember that.
Like
yeah.
That. Oh no, yeah. But I never offend. Some people think some of my act is offensive. I've been places people think my act is offensive. And I've done a couple of adult shows. Why you talk about the Asian people? And I say, well, yeah, you didn't say nothing when I was talking about black people. So don't say nothing when I'm talking about the Asians. They all going to get it.
Very interesting.
It's the days of, well, it's just not right no more. I said, listen, Don Rickles, Joan Rivers, you've probably never heard of them. But we're making fun of ourselves. We're satire. That's what we do. Oh, I don't think that was funny. Okay, well, thank you. Do you have anything else to say? Because I got to go to my next gig. So, like, when I was at his show, he said, I come off a break. He said, no, I just tell them people, I said, you let Mike know I'm here till 12.
All right.
So, I don't like, it's disrespectful.
Well, but the thing was, they was enjoying that, they was enjoying you talking about them, that you gave them the center of attention. Yeah.
But some people say I do come off, but I have the show. I'm about business.
Do you, babe? Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, what is one of the most wowing magic tricks that you think you've performed for?
All of them. There's no such thing as all of them. Every last one I do, all of them are great to me. Love all. There's not one trick.
Not to you, but to the audience.
All of them. Because it's not the trick, it's the person that performs it.
It's not one that stands out. Okay,
it's not the trick, it's the person that performs it.
When's your next show?
You mean my next produced show? Oh, my next magic show? Yeah. Oh, I got Friday morning at 10:30. I got Friday night at 6 o'clock.
That's open to
I got Saturday at 3 o'clock. It's in Claremont. I'm in Claremont, but I'm constantly booked.
Gotcha.
So, but if they want to reach me, www.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Put it out there. We'll put it. We'll run it across the screen.
335-4999. Okay. Derrick, Derek, Lee, Lee. I'm licensed and insured. Background clearance. Child abuse clearance, you got to have that.
That's right, you do.
When you work with children. But I encourage, a lot of us, since COVID, everybody said they have a business, if you notice. Right. Since COVID, Everybody, oh, I do this. Because we had a whole year and a half of being locked up.
Right.
You notice after that, she baked cakes.
Right. That's right. Everybody had their own show.
Everybody,
creative.
Everybody got a what they call those shows, the iPad, the podcast.
Podcast, as we should.
Right. Everybody got a podcast
Everybody
now.
needs to take care of
Some of them ain't that good.
Guaranteed. Well,
until I get on there.
Right.
I get on there. I'm gonna make it good because I have said stuff in a lot of stuff. But see, the sad part is the stuff that I say that's positive, they never share it. It don't go viral. It's always something negative that I said that goes viral, but you don't hear the whole contents of what was said.
Yeah.
And I said, boom, 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 boom. I can't believe it. Share. And I was called sassy. I was called all kind of names. I ain't going to say it. That's not right. He's this, he's that. But when I try to uplift and say nobody ever shares that, they won't take a clip and pass it on to these young brothers. They'll just say, Derrick Lee said that he don't like this, he don't like that, and he's a terrible person. So I'm used to it. Okay. I hope I dropped some knowledge here, but ain't nobody going to share it. They just going to scroll up. Seem like on your scroll there's always negative stuff that you see thousands and thousands of views and hits. You can see people on the bus arguing with people. They share that. Right. But when it's stuff to uplift our people, I'm not here to be negative. I'm trying to uplift my brothers. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to knock nobody else. I'm trying to uplift our brothers to tell them. Every time I talk to them, okay, so how old are you? 22? How's your credit? Mr. Derrick, I don't even know. You need to find out. Mm-hmm. Go to creditkarma.com. It's free. Are you saving every week? I'm trying to. I don't have that much. Yeah, but you just came from Chipotle. That's $11. Right. And you go there 3 times a week. So that's about $35 a week, brother. You got
look at them sneakers you got on.
Them sneakers, Mr. Derrick, these are Steph Curry's, and these cost $200. For $200, Steph Curry better come to my door and deliver them to me, because I'm not doing that. I have children in college. What?
Well, when you started off, I think I seen in an interview where you were saying that your family and friends, they laughed at you.
Oh, yeah, they laughed
but not in a good way. They didn't take your business serious.
Oh, no.
They said that
he is a clown.
Yeah, he's a clown.
Perfect. He's a clown anyway. Till that money started rolling in.
Yeah, that money show.
I started doing my parties on Saturday, and then I would be so exhausted. I'm a movie freak. I would go over to West Coast Video.
Oh, wow.
All right.
And rent me and Blockbuster. Remember that?
Yeah.
You can't find a Blockbuster no more. I would rent in my clown suit, and I would be up there. I wouldn't care. And people looking. It's a clown at Blockbuster. So people giggling, but then before I get out the door, can I have your card, child? I'm having a party next week. And I said, no problem. It's $160, and I'll be there an hour. And people are like, $160?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have people laugh at me, and I said, no offense or nothing. I make more in an hour than some people make in a day.
That's right.
I was like, so I love my clown suit. I told my kids, put some of them tricks in the coffin. When I go, put some of my tricks in there, because we ate off it.
Right.
So... But yeah, go ahead. This is getting good. What other questions y'all got? We're rolling now.
That's real, man. A lot of people watching this right now have a dream, a passion, and something they want to pursue. But people closest to them are the ones doubting them. What would you say to someone in that position right now? And how do you keep going when the own circle isn't supporting you?
Don't worry about who doesn't support you. You write down your goals. I call it the IF program. You got to imagine, and then you focus, then you set out and do it. IFS. I make this stuff up sometime while I'm driving. Right. Imagine, focus, set out to do it. Don't worry about what everybody thinks or what everybody else says. The people that have the biggest opinion are normally the least successful in your circle. You ever notice the people that's always, I don't want nobody giving me relationship advice, and he ain't never had no relationship.
Right.
I don't want nobody telling me how to raise my children. You don't have no children. How you going to tell me how to raise? I got 2 kids. I'm not buying your book.
Them the ones that had the most to say.
Well, see, this is what you need to be doing. Oh, yeah. They're the most opinionated. Sometimes you have to go through people who went through it. Yeah. So I sat back and I studied the Tyler Perrys and I studied Farrakhan and how they got through certain things, whether you believe in the same. We got to stop all this. I'm Muslim, you Buddhist, you this, that. You're missing a lot of knowledge. That's why we don't have, if you ever go down Chinatown, in them 3 blocks, it's 50 stores. Everybody's selling the same stuff. Yep. And they all eating.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't want you down there with your ribs and your chicken place. Right. They don't want you there, but they all eating and they all getting along. They help each other. They support each other. Stop dropping these knowledges. Don't worry about what the next person is saying, because I can care less. I tell people all the time, I don't want poor people giving me financial advice. Why would you open up an entertainment company? Why is your credit score 550? Why are you sitting here broke living with your mama?
Derek.
Yes.
Do children ever come to you asked about learning about doing magic tricks? Is that
All the
something
time.
you teach?
All the time.
Do your
No, they have to
company?
go down. I mean, I don't have time anymore. I'm that booked.
Okay.
And everybody says it, but they might not be serious about it. There are magic camps.
Oh,
The
okay,
sad
so
part
they
is
should go to a camp.
you don't see a lot of black children at the magic
Right.
camp. We at the basketball camp. And statistically, you ain't going to the NBA.
Right.
Because what is it? The best of the best of the best. What we got, a 4% chance of going to the NBA, but you got a 80% chance of being a veterinarian or 75% chance of being a magician. But people look at it like, my child said they're gonna play in the NBA. Well, what's your next thing?
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Just curious about that.
I know also in your resume you mentioned Tyler Perry, Oprah, and Barack Obama as inspirations because of the struggles they face. What specifically about this journey speaks to your journey?
What they went to, even Kamala. Got to add Kamala,
Yeah,
and I got to add my mayor. She's the first in her position. When you get to be the first, I was one of the first magicians, clowns anybody ever met. And when you are first, a lot of people are looking at you.
Right.
A lot is expected. And as soon as you mess up, see, that's why I ain't book him.
Right.
See, because he late. That's why I ain't book him, because he said something to my child. I have been in the many houses when it's 5 o'clock. Mr. Rice, how you doing? Are you Mike Rice? Okay, it's 5 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to need that balance, and then I'm going to start. You got to come in there, man. Well, can you wait a minute? Just let Mr. Rice know I'm leaving at 6 o'clock. So, can you sit over here for 50? You sometimes have to be that way, but we are an average white guy can go on to be the president of the United States. George Bush told you he was average, and he was a C student. That couldn't be Barack.
Oh, no.
Barack was honor roll. Didn't Barack go to Harvard?
Right.
He was Harvard, tops of his class. He got to be tops. If he was a C student, please, he wouldn't be nowhere up there. So we have to be excellent in our field. And a lot of people say it's arrogance. It's funny, when white people start a business and open a business and strive to make a business and leave their government job and do stuff, man, she confident. I respect. Look how confident Mike is, because you're white. Black people do the same thing. It's called arrogance. Oh, he think he all that. This, that, no. It'll come off because, see, confident men come off as cocky to black women. When white men are confident, they just a white man. He's a man being a man. But when we do it, oh, he think he all that. No, I know what I have to do. These are my goals, and I'm trying to reach them. Now, you can either compete with me or you can complete me. Oh, this is getting good. Go ahead.
Right. You know what? You right, because
No, he's not.
if you're not doing anything,
No.
you're not going to have no haters. Haters come out when you're doing something.
But no, I
Go ahead,
just
sister.
want, because I disagree with you. I mean, there are certain women that are like that, but most of people in my circle, anyway, they do want to complete. So you keep bashing.
No, this is my thing, sister. This is my thing. I mean, you're a good-looking woman.
Brother.
You're a good-looking woman. You got all your teeth.
Yes,
you,
I do.
You smell good.
Thank you.
You carry yourself, and we like that. But we don't care how strong you are. I don't care if you make 90 and I make 70.
Right.
Do you have to remind me that you make
No,
$20,000 more than me?
I would not do that.
But this is what goes on. If your credit is 720 and my credit is 620, do you have to remind me that your credit is better than mine? The problem that we have is too much competing. I just want you to complete me. Men are dogs. We're little puppies. Pet us when we do something good.
Yeah, I agree.
We
with
took
you,
the
but
trash out. My man took the trash. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. That's your job.
Right.
Ain't nothing you can do for me. I can't do for myself. I'm a strong black woman. We the only race of people to say that.
Well,
I've never heard Asian
Right.
women say I'm a strong white.
Though, and you pushing it. You
I've
keep pushing
never heard a Hispanic woman say she was
it.
strong
Well,
and
how many
Hispanic.
of them are you around?
Just
like
you. Oh no, I see a lot of them, but I only see your girls talk about how strong you are.
Well, that's good that you support black women.
I love
of
them.
Some sort.
Let me tell you
But
something.
I see that in other communities as well.
I tried to vote for my mayor twice, but the curtain opened. When I hit the thing, the curtain opened. They said I already voted, so I tried to vote for her twice. I support my people.
All right.
So talk to us about D&J Entertainment. What does it do? And
D&J Entertainment, I send out magicians, face painters, clowns, characters, moon bouncers, popcorn, cotton candy, stilt walkers, whatever you need, 215-335-4999. I send out any type of entertainment.
Okay.
That's what I do because I got so busy that I had to train other clowns to do my job. And that's why I get 30%. You saw Players Club. That's why I get 30%. I get a percent of everything that move. So it's a percentage. So
what opportunities are available for other people through D&J Entertainment?
Well, years ago, I've trained up so many people that I don't need any more entertainers.
Okay.
But you can be a professional entertainer as little as 3 months.
Right.
But you have to focus. You have to get yourself a good mentor. You have to not only do face paint, you got to learn it. Don't just show up with the magic. Your attire, your haircut, your attitude, that will keep you booked. You have to come in the door. You see how I show up for your event. You got to look the part and know it and have it. You got to walk in and say, how's it? Oh, this must be the magician. Right. Come on, a barber got to look like a barber. A mechanic got to look like a mechanic. I'm not a clown. I'm a hip-hop clown. I'm not into that. Right. I'm not into these hip-hop clowns that dance and all they got on is a nose. No, I'm old school. I'm Barnum with the big wig and the big shoes. Because how you going to charge somebody $200, $160, and you coming in look like you left Party City? No, we're not doing that.
Yeah. In other words, you can't come in like you need the money.
Right.
No, you got to come in and you got to have an outfit so good. People say, can I take a picture with you?
Right. That makes sense.
When you have adults
that,
can I have a selfie with you?
That makes sense, yeah.
I used to drive down the street in accidents because it's me and Elmo in the car, and people are like, oh my God, they just kids. They make the kids roll down the window. It's a clown and Elmo. But you have to look that good, love what you do, and do what you love. Don't just get into this business because you're trying to make some cash. Don't start a business, well, I'm good at accounting, so you're going to jump off a bridge. That side hustle's got to be something that you like, okay?
Yes.
So I was going to ask you about marketing, but I know you out here, you're at so many different places. But how did you get started? How did you market to the audience that you need?
Years ago.
And give us your contact information once again.
Yeah. Years ago, there was no Instagram. There was no Facebook. This was before MySpace. I used to go to all the party cities. Remember we had Party City and Party Land and Party Supermarket? Before they went to the Dollar Tree and started selling balloons, you had to go to Party City.
Yes.
Exactly.
I used to go to Party City. I used to ask to speak to the manager. I would show up with a dozen donuts. It's a little something for you.
Yeah.
You mind if I leave my business cards at the cash register every week? That was my advertisement.
Okay.
And back then I had a little pager, Page Me.
Okay.
You know how long ago that was. I don't even think they make pages. Do they make pages anymore?
No,
I don't think
so.
they make
They
pages.
don't make them.
But everybody you meet is a potential client. So I used to meet everybody. Hey, call me for your party. Call me for your party. People laugh, this, that, and other. But there's only 52 Saturdays in a year. I was doing 3 gigs every week easily.
Okay.
Easily. Then my heaviest year, I was doing about 15 parties a week. So it was a beautiful thing. Bought all my furniture off clown money. They thought I was a drug dealer. I bought my furniture when I bought my little house. And I said, listen, I need the living room set, dining room set, and couch, this, that, and other. And he added up, $4,200.
Wow.
And I was like, $4,200. I said, listen, I got $3,000. No, it's $4,200. I work with you, my friend.
Right.
I could do 37. I said, okay, well, never mind. We ain't going. Okay, 36. Man, I pulled out $150, $20 bills. I took all that furniture. They thought I was a drug dealer.
Right.
Because I walked around with that wrinkled up cash. I had wrinkled up cash. And I also ran the Santa Claus at the Cheltenham Mall from 2001 to 2010. And I would put Santa next to Elmo because they heard about me. And that's when Santa Claus was good. He had the real outfit long before. Not when it was in the 90s. That wasn't mine. I'm talking about the 2000 Santa. That was mine. It would be Santa and Elmo, Santa and Clifford, Santa and the Grinch. That was my people.
All right.
And my Grinch looked like the Grinch long before. Now you see these videos of the Grinch running into the house, scaring the kids. My Grinch was the real looking Grinch. Okay. And people were scared to death of him. So no, I made it work.
There you go.
So before you go, give us your contact information so they can reach out to you.
If you want to Instagram, you want to reach me personally, 215-335-4999, or you could go under Derrick Lee Philly on Instagram. All these young people, straight Instagram. Yep. So you go on to Derrick Lee Philly, inbox me. I've been inboxed with crazy stuff. Just inbox me with real stuff. You know, I've had people inbox me and say all kind of off the wall stuff. I'm trying to date a clown. Who could you hook me up with? You know, he was like, I need a clown to come to my house and strip for me. Right. And I said, brother, you got to, you know, I've had all kinds. I have some legitimate
The brothers was actually lit.
Oh, the brothers be like, I want a girl clown to strip.
Okay.
You know, can you send me one? You know, I was on Judge Mathis arguing with this girl because I was sending entertainment. They left early, but, you know, whatever it is, entertainment, that's what I do. But be on time with it and look the part. That's just my encouragement. Right. Look the part and be on time. And I know I say stuff that people do not like. Mm-hmm. I know I say stuff that hurts people's feelings. You're a pretty woman. But some of your sisters don't know how to treat us.
All right, Derrick Lee, we thank you.
Right,
Thank
right.
you for having me.
You know, I think about what Derick just shared with us, and I'm reminded of something I wrote in my book, Be Magnificent, Exceed Your Expectation. And it's this: your circumstances is not your conclusion. They're just a starting point. Derick grew up in the homeless shelters, and he didn't let homelessness define his home. He created a home in the hearts of thousands of people who laughed at his jokes, been amazed by his magic, and been inspired by his story. See, what Derick represents is something that we don't talk about enough: the power of persistence in the face of doubt. His own family and friends laughed at him, called him names, didn't take his dream seriously. But Derick kept going, kept performing, kept believing. And now he's performed at the Showtime, at the Apollo.
With Steve Harvey on television.
Right, BET, Comic View, the Tom Joyner Show. Yay. He's traveled across the country bringing joy to thousands. So if you're watching this right now and you got a dream that people are laughing at, remember Derick. If you're working at a job but you have a passion burning inside you, remember Derick. If you face homelessness, poverty, or people telling you that you're not enough, remember Derick. Because Derrick Lee didn't just overcome his circumstances, he transformed them into his superpower. He took the pain of being laughed at and turned it into the power of making people laugh with him. He took the struggle of instability and built a stable career that lasted over 30 years. He took the doubt and turned it into determination. He did it with integrity, with faith, with family-friendly values in an industry that doesn't always reward that. Derick chose Christian comedy when he could have gone another route. He chose to be a clean magician when shock value sells. He chose values over quick money and built something sustainable. So if you want to book Derick Lee for your school, your church, your company event, your gospel concert, reach out to D&J Entertainment. They're not just hiring a comedian or a musician. You're hiring someone who brings joy, wonder, and inspiration to your audience. And if you run an organization that works with youth, with families, with communities, Derick is the kind of role model we need on our stages. Derick, thank you for your transparency today. Thank you for your persistence. Thank you for proving that where you start doesn't determine where you finish. And to everyone watching, Derick's story is a reminder: you are one decision, one performance, one leap of faith away from transforming your life. Thank you for joining us today on TheConnectorLiveTV, The Influencers. I'm Michael Rice, along with Sherri Pennington, reminding you, be magnificent, exceed your expectations, and keep connecting. Oh, and if you need a magician who can make your problems disappear, call Derick Lee. And we'll see you next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Thank you, Derick, for sharing your incredible journey with us today. Your story truly embodies resilience, creativity, and the transformative power of laughter. As we wrap up this inspiring episode, I want to leave you with this powerful tribute that captures the essence of Derick's life and career. Here's a poem entitled, "The Man Who Made the World Laugh." He came up from concrete and cold hallway floors, where shelter meant safety, but not much more. No silver spoon, no guided stage, just a young man fire on a hungry page. But God plants laughter in particular soil, and comedy grows through struggle and toil. So he painted his face with a clown's bright grin, and the magic that lived in him began. At birthday parties where children would cheer, he learned that laughter could conquer a fear. A handkerchief here, a coin that disappears. He was conjuring hope through the smoke and the mirrors. From the shelter to the stage, watch him rise. A rabbit pulled out beneath broken skies. The cards in his hand told a story untold about the man with the magic wearing shoes of gold. BET Comic View, he stood in that light, turned pain into punchlines, made dark into bright. The Steve Harvey Show heard his name ring out clear, a comedian musician with none to fear. The Q Show, they saw what the streets always knew, that Derrick Lee's gift was undeniably true. Not just tricks of the hand or jokes from the mind, but the gift of reminding us, leave no one behind. See, the greatest illusion he ever performed was turning a life that the cold world had stormed into laughter, applause, and a spotlight's warm glow, a standing ovation for the boy they watched grow. From the post office to owning his own store, no one would think he started off poor. Not in his attitude or manner of walk, his confidence was evidenced in his stance and his talk. So here's to the man who made something from none, who faced every shadow and still found the sun, who taught us that magic isn't smoke in the air, it's rising from nothing and daring to care. Derrick Lee, comedian, magician, and more. A reminder that greatness walks through any door, even one made of steel at a shelter's cold gate, because kings don't need crowns to determine their fate. Thank you for joining us on this heartfelt journey, Derrick Lee, reminding us, all of us, that laughter can light the way no matter how dark the path may seem. Until the next time, keep laughing and connecting. This is The Connector Live TV, The Influencers.
Greetings. I'm Sherri Pennington, co-host of The Connector Live TV, The Influencers. And I have a question for you. Are you doing amazing work in the community that deserves to be highlighted? Maybe you're running a nonprofit organization that's changing lives. Maybe you lead a ministry that's bringing hope and healing to your neighborhood. Perhaps you've launched an innovative community initiative that's solving real problems. Or maybe you're an entrepreneur running a small business or growing a large enterprise, and you're creating jobs, building wealth, and making an impact. Are you an educator, transforming how young people learn? A health advocate, improving wellness in underserved communities? Maybe an artist or a cultural leader, preserving our heritage. A technology innovator, bridging the digital divide. Or perhaps you're a social justice activist fighting for equity. If you're making a real difference, if you're a change maker, a bridge builder, an influencer in the truest sense, we want to hear your story. The Connector Live TV, The Influencer, is looking for our next guest, and it could be you. Here's how to reach us. Send your resume or your bio to theconnector@verizon.net. That's theconnector@verizon.net. Or you can call us at 215-339-8208. That's 215-339-8208. Leave us a message with your name, contact information, and what you do, and we'll respond within 24 hours. Subscribe for updates at www.theconnector.net. TheConnectorMedia.org. Your story matters, your impact matters, and we want to help amplify your voice. The Connector Live TV, the Influencers, where real people share real stories of real impact.
Hello, kings and queens. Welcome to another edition of the Connector Live TV. I'm your host, Michael Rice, a.k.a. The Connector. Now, I know some of you thinking, hey, another show, another talker. But listen, this is not just another conversation. This is not your uncle at Thanksgiving who won't stop talking about his network marketing business. This is information. This is motivation, not just another conversation. And I promise you, by the time this episode is done, you'll leave with something that you can use. So please like, share, and comment if you find this information beneficial. Help us reach the kings and queens who need this message. Now, for those of you who are new to our community, let me introduce myself properly. Don't worry, it won't take as long as some of them LinkedIn bios. You know those bios that have 17 paragraphs long and say nothing. Now, I've authored several books. I've founded organizations. I headed major initiatives. And most recently, I launched a television initiative right here on the Connector Live Network. The Influencers, a show dedicated to amplifying the voices of community changemakers, the men and women who are doing the real work in our neighborhoods, our cities, and our nation. In my newest book, Urban Networking, The Essential Guide for the Urban Professional, I talk about this very important subject we are diving into today. Your personal agenda. The blueprint for your professional success. Now, I spent decades observing successful urban professionals. And here's the truth. Those who rise to the top don't leave success to chance. They move with intention, they operate with clarity, and they live by a personal agenda. Now, when I say personal agenda, I don't mean what politicians have. Their agenda is usually hidden anyway, and definitely not for your benefit. A personal agenda is not manipulation, it's direction. Without one, you're like the passenger on a SEPTA bus, reacting to stop someone else chooses, getting on and off in life when other people decide, and hoping, just hoping, that the bus takes you somewhere good. Spoiler alert, it might take you to the end of the line in the rain. Now, everything begins with purpose. It's your North Star. It's not your job title. It's not your resume. It's your why. What impact do you want to make? What legacy are you building? Now, when professionals feel stuck, it's usually because they never defined this. Purpose becomes your decision-making filter. It gives you the power to say no to good opportunities so you can say yes to the ones that actually move you forward. Once you know your purpose, you need strategy and tactics. Now, this is what I tell my clients. Move like an agent on a mission. Now, I don't mean a secret agent. You know, some of you are not running in those suits. But the mindset, that part, you can absolutely adopt. Agents don't wander. They prepare. They plan. They execute. Identify the people you need to meet, the skills you must master, the rooms you must enter intentionally. And here's where success is won or lost. Daily implementation. Every conversation matters. Every meeting is an opportunity. every email can advance your agenda. Yes, even that follow-up email you keep forgetting to send. You know, the one that's been sitting in your box since last Tuesday. Send the email. Those who control the agenda control the outcome. I'm quoting Helen Davis, the author of 21 Laws of Influence. Now that's power, and it's available to you. In urban networking, I emphasize the one truth above all others. Hope is not a strategy. Now, hope is beautiful. Hope is necessary. I mean, I believe in hope, but hope without a plan is just wishful thinking with good grammar. Before any event, any meeting, any opportunity, ask yourself these 4 questions. 1, what is my goal? 2, who do I need to meet? 3, how much time will I invest? And 4, how will I follow up? Document everything. Relationships are assets. Manage them like it. I know. Some of you keep everything in your head. And how's that working out? Yeah, I thought so. Get a system. Write it down. When you control your agenda, you control your outcome. You stop reacting and you start creating. Your future is not waiting for luck. It's waiting for the professional disciplined enough to claim it. Control your agenda. Engineer your success. Until the next time, keep connecting. Connect with your mind, connect with your body, and connect with your spirit. And if all 3 of those still overwhelming right now, start with the mind, the body will follow, and the spirit has been waiting on you. I'm Michael Rice, the Connector, and you're watching The Connector Live TV, The Influencers. Making connections with every meeting as they travel through their day. Establishing relationships with every greeting, making allies along the way. In a city where life is tough and words can cut like a knife, they're making deals and playing rough, but this is the way of life. They are the people we admire because of their approach and grace. The words ignite you with fire when they smile in your face. They're the ones with the plan, playing different roles, and always taking a stand as they implement their goals. They will change how you think. They will even change your style. They will succeed before you blink, but those only been a while. They are the ones you've been looking for to make the city a better space. So watch out when they walk through the door. The influencers are in the place. They always know what to say in every business meeting. They always seem to get their way, planning their goals and then succeed.